What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy NXTGEN720. I'm back with a very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
special guest. We just tried to do it on Google Plus. We had some technical difficulties, so I'm gonna get to your old school style how I do it here.
Good,
Recorded
good.
over iMovie
Yeah,
Maker. Get and shout yourself out. They don't know. They didn't see the little bit of the live stream. Get and shout yourself
yeah.
out, bro.
So, ZOBE70, Jersey, Jersey's in the building right now, man.
So what's up, man? Get say what you got to say at the beginning of the video, and we gonna start new. Then we get in, then we can start the interview.
I just wanted to, I just wanted to pay you respect. You're doing your thing. You only been here for a short amount of time, and you already gained a buttload of subscribers. You're known all over the world. I was hanging out with people in New York City. They knew who you were,
Oh
and
wow.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
And
Big
I
time.
said, and it means a lot, man. You know what I mean? So somebody's recognizing my grind, man. I appreciate it, man. Now tell me, you said that you had a problem
Yeah.
with what happened. Now tell me what's going on. Talk to me.
Oh, I had a problem with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, get it
Not
to
in
me.
the aspect of you, but I remember you was on one of the colonizers programs. When I say colonizer, I mean that's my word of Caucasian male. That the you were on there, and I don't know what his name was, but he was like disrespecting you, and I didn't like that. He was leaving you, and there was a
Oh,
bunch of other.
you talking about my man? Yeah, that widow ass. You talking about the Truth Be Told show?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 man.
After I saw that video, I instantly unsubscribed because I was like, this dude is just blatantly disrespecting you. I
Yeah,
didn't like
yeah. I
it.
left the call. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
He kept calling me. It was like 1,000 ponies in that month. You a Sony dude
yeah,
too. And listen, one thing. I'm first. Also, I want to say this too. I don't have a problem with anybody that plays the PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? I just like
yeah,
I said. Different strokes for different folks. I just
yeah,
prefer Xbox Live over the PlayStation Network. Now, with
yeah,
that being said, you know what I mean? With that whole song, like I said, today, I don't care what you play on. You know what I mean? It's not where you're from, it's where you at, man. So, yeah, but they
yeah.
had me on a fucking show with a bunch of weirdos and shit, man. But, yeah, 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 don't worry about it. That'll never happen again, man. I would never tarnish my brand, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and associate myself with that
Word up.
YouTube
Yeah,
trash.
don't ever, don't ever do that again, man. That was whack.
Yeah,
But yeah,
trust me. I realized
I
that
know
when
you
it
guys have a
happened.
bet. You have a bet going on, right?
Oh yeah, if who gonna sell more in the year, whatever the fuck the case may be. People
Yep.
ain't admitting their word though, so I'm not even. I mean, I don't even know. Like I said,
Yeah, but
I got
I,
burnt a couple
I
times.
might, I think you might win, because the momentum is on Xbox side right now. It's hard for me to say that, but the momentum is really going on Xbox right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah
So we'll see.
you know what? I'm gonna say this. You know what? I'm gonna step outside the box here. And you are a Sony dude. I watch your shit. Like I said, you're a
Yeah,
Sony dude. Ain't nothing
yeah,
wrong with that. Now, what makes how should I say this? All right, the PlayStation 4, right? And stop me. Like I
yeah,
said, I want to hear your input. Like I said, to me, not to me, but like I said, it's always been about the games. Now, this
yeah,
generation here, everyone's talking about resolution
yeah,
and frames per second. You know what I mean? And I said, not say this before. Like I said, and Sony out the gate, like I said, they had their kits and stuff. They were more mature than Microsoft's. And like I said, it's coming about now. It's just going to be known that I guess the Xbox One wasn't supposed to come out until next year. I guess to launch alongside of DirectX 12. It is what it is. Now, like I said, and I'm not saying again that the Xbox One is more powerful than the PS4, and I really
yeah,
don't give a shit. I don't. Like I said, it's all about the games. But
yeah.
once the Xbox One, you know, are starting putting games out at 1080p, 60 frames a second or 30 frames, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
What's going to be the key thing for Sony now? You know what I mean? What are they going to have? Because according to Jack Tritton, when he was, they got rid of his ass. But I said the days in a waste of pumping money into his exclusives and they're not selling well. They said they could sell 5,000 indies and that can be profitable for them. Like, what do you think the Sony fan? What are you gonna do then? They say they can't brag about the 1080p no more. What do you think? What you think they're gonna do? Say then?
I mean, Tony Khan's going to find something. It's going to be. They're still writing on the Last of Us. Uh, from last gen. I mean, not me. It's not really my favorite, but they're still going to. But there's nothing you can do. They're still going to. There's more Sony fans, including me,
Yeah.
on the internet. So of course they're going to have the
You're
majority.
right. You're right about that shit. You are definitely right about that shit.
But,
And
but,
I'm learning this the slow and hard way.
but you know, but when it comes down to facts, when it comes to numbers, when Jay Z says men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Yeah.
just like when it comes out being factual, Sony just doesn't have anything. They don't have anything that caters to their fans. We're gonna lie and say yes, we're excited for the Infamouses and the kill zones and the knacks and the, you know what I mean? But it's just yeah, and that's the reason why I wanted my channel to be. I wanted to be a real guy who loves Sony to say, what we're having is bull crap. What we need to do is bring back the Psyche Filters, the Crash Bandicoot, the Parappa Rappers. Everybody Parappa Rap.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was my jam back in the day.
Yeah,
Man.
Cypher Filters. Shit, I wonder what the fuck happened to the Getaway Part 2, the Last Guardian.
Oh my God,
You know,
yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? The Last Guardian. What
yeah.
happened? Like those are the games we need compared to trying to compete with Xbox. When they came out with Halo, we got a Killzone. Excuse me. Y'all got the Gears of War. It was epic. It was big. They came with Resistance. Just watered down versions of
Yeah,
PlayStation Battle Royale compared
yes.
to the Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Just watered down games from other companies. Bring back the games where they were weird and unique, like the role playing. I know you don't like role playing.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, I'm not the big. I don't say I'm not the biggest buff, but shit, I don't fucking. I guess, Mass Effect. I beat all them shits, or Fable, or you know what I mean. But I don't do those long epic RPGs. My attention span it won't hold me that long. You know what I mean. But like I said, I will enjoy. I don't care for too many of the Japanese ones. I guess it depends on the storyline. You know what I mean? It's all the way. If it's something that I like, then I would do it. But you know what I mean, this was you saying like, which I've noticed too. Sony has kind of lost their way in that aspect. They went from having all these great games, maybe the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, to now they like follow the leader. You're right.
Yeah.
Like,
but back in the day, what Sony had that was really cool is the games that are multi-plat now are, were exclusive for Sony. Like,
Yeah.
what makes Sony so big is that they got Grand Theft Auto 1,
Yes.
2, 3
Yes.
as exclusives. You know what I mean? They got Tomb Raider. They
Yes.
had all these, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil.
Yes.
These were the games that really helped Sony. We need to get back to bringing those games back in. I know it's too late now, but they were able to find talent. See these small companies like Capcom, Square Enix is already big, but to bring they were able to find these talents to get them exclusively, and that's what Sony needs to do because they can't do it with their first party exclusives. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I take it you wasn't a fan of Killzone and that.
No, I hated Killzone. Everybody that knows me knows I hate Killzone. Knack, I don't want to necessarily I don't dislike, but they have made better with a Crash Bandicoot. You know what I'm saying? Or Sly Cooper or Jack and Dexter. And for Sony's fanboys to hype up Knack in that same category is an embarrassment.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, that you're an honest dude, man. I like I said, that's what I see. Your channel, you let it be known you're a Sony dude, but you tell the truth. Like I said, that's why I had to get you up. I reached out to you. You know what I mean? I had to, reach out to you. So you know what I mean. I wasn't sure if you'd come on or not. Well, like I said, I tried, but I appreciate it, man. But you said you're very honest, and
what I'm trying to do is create a civil war. I don't know if you read comic books.
Yeah.
There was a civil war between the Avengers,
Yeah.
Captain America versus Iron Man.
Yeah.
What I want to do is a civil war with the old school Sony guys versus the new school. These guys.
They're gonna stomp you out 10-1.
Oh well, it is what it is. But I see in the comment section where there are guys. Well, did you grow up a PlayStation guy or no?
Huh?
Did you grow up on the PlayStation or no?
Yeah. Hell yeah. You know, I only like I said, what switched me over to the original Xbox was Xbox Live came out, and I was that I was done. Once that came out, that's when I was like, I was all in Xbox. I was done.
That's what I'm saying. We were all originally PlayStation guys, but when it came to the PS3, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to take the game that has it to the PlayStation 4. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but you know what? I think what I've noticed is, like I said, I am new to this. I didn't even know this community even existed. I stumbled upon it. I literally I stumbled upon it, and yeah, you know what I mean. And I look in the comment section. Even my fan base, probably majority of yours, the ages are between probably 12 to 16. They don't really remember. They may have heard of the PlayStation 1, but they never gamed on the PlayStation 1. I remember the first time I played the Metal Gear, and
Yeah.
you know the dual disc, and I had to switch controllers to defeat.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you had to put the controller in the second.
yeah.
You know, use the second controller to
Yeah,
defeat.
put your controller on the floor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The switch because the Psycho guy, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that, like
Oh,
to me,
hell
that was
yeah,
epic,
man.
you know. And like I said, Sony, believe it or not, they shocked the world. And that was crazy because I was more of a Sega dude than I was a Nintendo dude. And I bought the
Yo, me too.
PlayStation.
Me too. Me
I
too.
bought the PlayStation over the Sega Saturn. Even though I got, like I said, I've always been a multi-console owner. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And but you know, I was watching them all one day. Like I said, I've always been a gamer, but I
Yeah.
wasn't, you
Yeah.
know. I'm from Setboard Projects, North New Jersey. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Funko Land. You know, I would go downtown North to Mama Kim's and something buy my games. You know what I mean? So I didn't know when the systems were coming out. But just walking to the store, they had them, but I bought it. Like I said, I was
Yeah.
just so happy in the mall. You know what I mean? That motherfucker doing whatever. And I said, I walked inside. You know, they had the EB. Remember EB Games, and
Yes,
they
sir.
had the new PlayStation. I think they had Tekken,
Yeah. Oh,
and the Sega Saturn had Virtua Fighter. You know, this is
yeah.
1995.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just chose the PlayStation, and I love Virtua Fighter. That's my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
chose, and I just like, you know, because Sony at that time, Sony was the Samsung. Sony was the household name. Everything was Sony. Your
Yes, sir.
VCR, your
Yeah.
TV, your Walkman. You know what I mean? Your Discman. Everything was Sony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And overall, like to me, like I said, I don't know what it is. Like to me, Sony has lost their identity. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
They went from, you know, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but this company went from having over $133 billion 9 years ago. This company has not turned a profit in 9 years. Now I seen your video on this whole virtual headset shit. And I do, like I said, I will give Sony a credit for trying to push the industry forward as far as technology and just trying
Yeah.
different shit. But they ain't
Yeah.
got the money right now to do that. You know what I mean? That little $1 billion, whatever it costs it, they need to invest that into some exclusives. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's my opinion. Like I said, I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah. That's what's going to say Sony is. I know the virtual headset seems like something that will attract the media and it'll attract eyes and everything like that. But the games is what's going to really attract. That's what attracted the eyes in the first place.
Yeah.
But with the virtual headset, it just seems like another gimmick to attract people. We want to be the first one to get it out there. We want everybody around the world to see this. We want everybody to play in the future of gaming. But once you get it and it's nothing like the PlayStation 4, it's going to be another flop, man.
Uh,
And plus, Nintendo already did this with the Virtual Boy, man.
yeah, well, yeah, you're right about that, and that I think I might have been one of 6 people in the world that owned it. I had the tennis or some shit, I think it was, or
My
some.
cousin had it. I played it over at his house. He had a Mario tennis game. It wasn't
Yeah,
too bad.
yeah, it was mine was a little red machine. I still got my shit. It's at my grandmother's house. Bullshit, you not. You know, yeah, I feel like one of they didn't make many games for it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So, getting rid of Jack Tritton, good move, bad move.
Oh, my bad. To go back to what else you were saying, but when you were addressing the Tekkens and the Metal Gears,
Yeah.
this you can remember distinctively the fun he had. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's,
it
what-
blew my
that's,
mind.
that's what I'm trying to say, Tony Bambo. It's like even Next Gen 720 knows the glory days of Sony. He knows he used to love Sony. So it's not like this guy is just a blatant blind fanboy or
Oh
Xbox
nah,
or
nah,
touch
man, not by
sale.
any means, man. Like I said, I've always been a multi-console owner. I have a
You
PlayStation 4. I have a
grew up in
PlayStation
the,
3.
you grew up in the era of good gaming, so you know where good
Stop.
gaming can be. So that's all. So these guys want to hate. They can hate all they want, but it's like the truth is truth, man. But anyway, these things are Jack Tray. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, bro, this is your show. It's all
Yeah,
about
but
you today, baby. You got the flow, man. I'm just saying, like, letting Jack Tritton go. Now,
yeah,
let me ask you a question. Were you pro DRM or against DRM?
yo,
Give it to
at,
me.
at first, uh, the reason I was like, forget Xbox. This was before though.
Mm-hmm.
I fed into the hype just like everybody else. I was like, yeah, come on, man. Because I'm a main guy that likes to trade in his games. I don't do it anymore. But back in the day, I was a trader of the gaming. I used to go to GameSpot in Funko Land, like you said.
Yeah.
Each in, I would trade games in like crazy. I would get little $3 for my store credit,
Yeah.
and I was happy to the motherfucker. But like, now that I don't do that anymore, and now as the years are going through, and now that I'm noticing that a lot of these companies aren't getting money and they're closing down, like Sony's company.
Yeah.
Sony's probably the main one that probably needed DRM.
Yeah, those still my second part of my question, but
Yeah,
yeah,
my bad.
yeah.
So but like I said, at first I wasn't,
Yeah.
and then they did the E3, and everybody was excited. I was like everybody else, but as the year was going through, I said, "Oh man, I think we might have needed this."
You know what? And I think, like I said before, like I said, well, the PlayStation. And I remember they came out, they announced the price,
Yeah,
and they said the whole DRM thing. And Kojima, Kojima, the grandfather of Metal Gear, he said he was surprised that A, they took the camera out the box, and B, it was so they charged so low. And it was coming out now. I guess Jack Tritton tried to take Microsoft needs about it before the price and everything. Well, I guess it was ingenious, but
yeah,
Sony really need they need all that and then some. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Even like I said before, which was good marketing before Sony. All they said was that we would not charge for first party or whatever the fuck the case may be. We wouldn't charge for used games. I'm sorry, or trading games. But they said nothing about third party. Then it started to come out later on. Then Jack Tritton said if third party wants to implement DRM, there's nothing we can do about. Which I really no, like I said, I've always said before. I don't really do the whole used game thing. 'Cause I hate GameStop the way they rip motherfuckers off. But
Yeah, they do.
but I didn't see Ubisoft protecting their $75 million investment on the Xbox, and especially with Microsoft, they said they're doing that because that's what the developers asked for. Them protecting their $75 million investment on the Xbox and not doing the same thing on the PS4 really makes no sense. I'm gonna have DRM over here. Assassin's Creed 5 is gonna have DRM on the Xbox, and it's not gonna have it on the PS4. That really makes no sense. It's kind of
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It is what it is. Like you said, now in this day and age, it's like we got so many companies going out of business. Not only is Ubisoft competing against Activision, lobbying for your dollar, they also got to compete against GameStop. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Here we
Mm-hmm.
is, you selling that game brand new for $60, but you're gonna sell my same game for $35. So
And
now
now Walmart is getting to the used game business. You know what I'm
ooh,
saying? Like you lose even more money, yo.
like I said in the day, it's not saying that I'm some bleeding heart for the developers. You know what I mean? I do believe if you put something out as a good product, people should go out there and support.
Yeah,
But
like Nino. I don't know if you heard of Nino Cooney.
yeah, yep. Yes, I heard of it. I didn't play it,
One of
but it
those
was,
weirdo games,
yeah,
but
JRPG. I heard it was. I actually heard it was a good game. It didn't sell
yeah,
too well, did it?
no, it was made by Studio Ghibli, one of my favorite companies. They make great motion pictures. It was made by Namco Bandai. I love them, and it
Yeah,
was made by somebody else. Level Five.
level
Two
five.
great companies, and they worked so hard. They put so much money in it, and nobody went out there to buy it. And now you can buy used for like $13,
Yo, I'm
and it's like
glad
it's
I got you here. I want to ask you something. Sony fans are infamous for bragging about their exclusives, but they don't go out and buy them motherfuckers.
yeah, like I said, there's more of them than the Xbox and the well, I wouldn't say it's more,
No, on the
but
internet.
they're
On the
more
internet, it is.
yeah over the internet.
Yeah,
They're more louder, and they're gonna
yeah,
make sure their voice is heard.
yeah, they are very,
When it
very.
comes
Like,
to
trust me.
the
I,
real world, when men lie, women lie, but those numbers don't, man. And
yeah, but
I
look,
wish they would stop that, yo. But it's not gonna stop. But I wish they would fight for good games instead of fighting for mediocrity.
and you know what? And like I said before, that's why I said you what you do. And I'm not being an ass kiss. It is what it is. I keep it real.
No, no, no,
It's
no, no, no.
very unique because I've never heard of Sony. I mean, don't get me wrong. You may have some of the weirdos. I'm not even gonna say their names. They may say something, here and there about Sony. Just they make themselves not seem like a fanboy, but you're
Yes,
making no secret that you are a Sony dude and
yes.
you are
That's
being
the
out
worst. Yo,
like you just
that's
being real.
yo.
Like you like you.
Zaire, those are the worst, yo. Those are the ones that piss me off more than the guy that's in the comment section talking about he wants to rape my grandmother. The guy that the guy that sits there and he's a Sony fanboy,
Yes.
and he's sitting there just pretending like he's not.
Yeah.
That pisses me off, yo. And there's a lot of them, yo, Zaire. There's a lot of them on YouTube. Guys
Oh yeah,
that you
yeah, it
know.
is for sure. You know what I mean? That's why, like, at the end of the day, and if like was when I first came to YouTube, like I said, I stumbled upon this community. I
Yeah,
didn't know, like I said, where I come from. Like I'm gonna say it again. And listen, I'm not glorifying this in any shape, form, or fashion. Because I believe in my heart is not where you're from, is where you're at. I'm
yeah,
from Newark, New Jersey, Seth Boyd Projects. I have it tatted on my body. It is what it is.
yeah,
Gang member, gang leader, all that, ex-con, all that being said. But like I
yeah,
said, where I'm come from, we didn't never really argued about is Xbox better than the PlayStation. We always had we always if it's a PlayStation, we always owned everything. You know what I mean? Drug dealers,
yeah,
drug dealers got it good, but What I'm saying
Yeah.
is, bro, I was just on YouTube. Fuck with me. I'm a big UFO alien buff. I was just there fucking with my UFO shit,
Me
and I
too.
seen
Me
the
too.
video.
Yo.
I seen the
Me
video about Shokio. I'm gonna get into my. I seen the video about Shokio, and it was something about the Xbox 720. It said the
too.
720 and the PS4. And they were saying they're not gonna be as strong. So that was the first. I swear that was the first video I've ever seen on the whole gaming tip. And I said, damn, I said, looking at this, I can do this. And my first video sucked donkey dick. But now, with that being said, though, I seen there were a lot of, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with like a Nintendo. I'm not, listen to me. I'm gonna say that I'm not saying nothing wrong with like a Nintendo, but I didn't
We,
see. I mean,
yo, the first thing I heard you say was "we you weirdos," but go
yeah,
ahead.
where
I'm
you weirdos,
sorry.
you know what I mean? I never see, like I said, it was a bunch of grown men like Dr. Trail jumping up down playing these, Cooking Mama and shit, and that blew my mind. So when I first came to YouTube, I was straight ragging on them, like, how do you play this bullshit ass kitty ass game? You know what I mean? And then at the E3, you know what I mean? And I see, my Xbox dude, because really, at the E3, because back then Sony, we're not saying back then, it was so long ago, Microsoft
Yeah,
and Sony fans was big up on Nintendo, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
then at the E3, they hit the Sony and Xbox, they're back fighting again. So I'm like, hey, well, and I'm like the only one here pointing out Sony flaws, you know what I mean? And don't say
yeah,
ain't no company perfect, you know what I mean, by any
yeah,
means. I give credit where credit is due, you know what I mean? Like I said, I bought, like I said before, and I say it again, I'm not a blind. I like Xbox. It is what it is. But I'm not. If Sony has something that I like, I'm not going to deny myself the chance to play it. You know what I mean? I'm not some crazy lunatic. Like, I'm a gamer at the end of the day. We all gamers. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But like I said, your channel, your brand is unique because you do speak about the. Like you the only one. Myself that said what they didn't like about the whole infamous thing.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't care for the first two. You know what I mean? But like I said, Sony's they instead of what's making them money, which is we're not saying they make a lot of money, but what's
oh,
profitable from is the PlayStation brand. They're cutting back on everything, letting the studios go and this that. Microsoft is buying up, getting all these motherfucking developers. Yeah, this is crazy.
they put like $1 billion into exclusives or something like that, or a million.
Who? Microsoft?
Yeah,
On what?
didn't they say they put like $1 billion into
Oh,
exclusives? Or,
they spent one, yeah. Oh, that's what I also said. They spent $1 billion on next generation games and exclusives. It was three
yeah,
times more what Sony and Nintendo spent. You know what I mean? That's always been my thing. Like, you know what I mean? How the fuck did they lose E3? They spent $1 billion on motherfucking we got Killer
yeah,
Instinct. Crazy
that's
as
scary.
hell. Yeah,
That's,
Microsoft got deep pockets. They could do that. You know what I mean? But you
that's
know what I
scary.
mean? But Sony doesn't. They can't afford to do that. They're gonna put out. I mean, that's what the words of Jack Tritton. Something may change. He's leaving, but they're gonna put out. One here, that sell. They take the money from that, we back and put it back into that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I hope we can do that. I pray the PlayStation 4 can bring it back to the glory days because
I don't know.
I
Hey,
think
people got to go out and support. They got to
Microsoft
go.
came in and it was like, what in the hell? You guys, I mean, I won't say you guys, but Microsoft,
Yeah, do you guys? Fuck it. You guys, it's cool. Shit,
they shook
Xbox
up the
do.
world, Joe. They shook up the world, and I never thought, and I never, when the original Xbox One came out, hated Xbox.
Mm,
I was a big Sony dude,
yeah,
but I still had one.
yeah.
But it was
I
just,
was going on that Xbox Live, but yeah,
I
I
didn't
mean,
think, I didn't think it was gonna make it.
but here's the thing though, Zobi, you gotta be. Here's the thing, and with Sony fans, you're right. They're a very boisterous crowd, but they don't put their dollar where their mouth is. Look at the Vita. They just came out and said, that, and I got a Vita. I got a Vita right there.
I bought it too.
Yeah,
I bought
yeah, Vita, and I like it. I like it. I do. I like the somewhat, I like it. You
It's a
know,
great piece of technology,
yeah,
but there's no games, man.
that
No
too.
games.
You know what I mean? But like I said, they said that Vita was going to come out and crush the 3DS, and no one bought it. And in all honesty, like I said, you're right. There are a lot of, but I think Sony, what a lot of adults, not saying a lot of adults, but yeah, a lot of adults, they're more into console gaming. They don't really care about the handheld thing,
Yeah,
And I think Sony kind of marketed it towards the adults and left the kiddie thing out there. You know what I mean? That $300 price tag was just as much as the fucking PlayStation 3 at the time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like I said in the day. So let me ask you a question. Let me get some of your E3 predictions while I got you here.
Yes, sir.
What are you expecting from Nintendo? Are you a Nintendo fan?
I used to. I didn't really necessarily hate Nintendo. I love the Pokemon. I know that's
Yeah,
that's not
ain't
true,
nothing wrong with that, dog.
but I grew up Pokemon. You know, in my
Yeah.
era, we loved Pokemon. So I always had me a Game Boy just for Pokemon.
Uh huh.
But I never really messed with the consoles. I didn't like how they were trying to babysit me. You know, I remember I bought Mortal Kombat for the Super
Yeah,
Nintendo.
they had the blood and that shit. I know.
Blood finishers. It was basically they were hugging the whole time. You know, so
Yeah.
just like combat, but they're about to get X. they're about to get Smash Brothers. I never liked Smash Brothers, but it just looks like something fun to play with competitive people. Um, but X Big Time is something I'm really looking forward to, and I have to get a Wii U for that.
All
You
right,
know,
so
or
so you right now you're saying around the record you can go out and spend $300 for one game.
well, I would get the Smash Brothers. I would get the X. I would get the Mario Kart just to play with competitive people
Well,
on the
well,
Wii
let me
U
let you know right now the Wii U's network is dog shit. I'm gonna be
That's what I heard. I heard,
voice chat is not mandatory. Friend invite, game invites is not mandatory on that platform. If you don't know, I bought a Wii U day one. I was hoping it's gonna be better. Well, graphically, I'm not saying anything about the graphics and power, but
yeah,
I got tired of like the seventh generation. I've been there since day one. I had the Xbox since 2005. Had the PS3 since 2006. I paid $600 for that motherfucker day one. Now, with
yeah,
that being said, when I said, listen, I want to make myself very clear. Wii U weirdos, you Wii U dudes that listen right now. I'm not saying that the Wii U is not more powerful than the PS3 and the 360. Okay, that's my disclaimer. Well, what I'm saying is that when I took that system home, those games, those multi-plats, those ports, look, some of them ran better on current gen than they did on the Wii U.
yeah,
And I think that was a problem for a lot of people that got that system home because they're touting it as the next generation console, but the console didn't look no different than what I've been playing for the last 7 or 8 years. You know what I
uh-huh,
mean? And then with me was another big disconnect because Nintendo's took the stage. Reggie said the days of them being left behind was over. You know what I mean? I understand
uh-huh,
how you can put out and it's bullshit. It's one thing, we are part of this gaming community, but we're not inside the industry. We don't know, we don't work for Activision and all that shit.
yeah,
Nintendo knew what the competitors it was working with. They knew that they were coming out with x86. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Both the Xbox One and the PS4. And for them to even have 2 gigs of RAM on their console, one is dedicated to the OS and one is dedicated to for games. And here
yeah,
your competitors have 8 gigs of RAM. You know what I mean?
yes,
They
sir.
a fucking 8 gig hard drive. The Wii U doesn't have an internet port. Like I don't know, like what, like god damn, they spent more money on the fuck, which is true. They spent
Yeah,
more money on the tablet than they did the actual console. What they should have did, they should have made a game that fully utilizes that tablet, sold them motherfuckers an extra peripheral like they did with the balance board. You know what I mean? Put some
uh-huh,
beefier GPU, more RAM in the motherfucker. You know what I mean? And you at
yeah,
least made it a capable system. You know what I mean? At least made it a capable system. You know what I mean? Here you put
yeah,
out a next generation console that can't run no next generation engines. That's crazy as hell.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. Like, and plus, bro, I'm not even gonna tell you about anything that you bought, but I don't know if they changed it. But like I said, I bought the system. I went out and I bought Nano Assault, which was an eShop game. I bought a couple games under the eShop, trying. Spent about $60. The tablet that I bought with the console, something was wrong with it. So had it insurance at GameStop. So I paid $50 so for the year. Actually, it didn't even exceed my year. I just took it back, got my exchanged it out, got a new system, and when I got home and tried to log into the system, it's telling me that my gamer tag was tied to the other one, so I couldn't get back none of my content, none of that shit. So when you buy shit, I don't know if they changed it. When you buy shit, it's saved to your MAC address, which is your physical address. So I'm on the phone with Nintendo, bro. I'm calling them like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? They tell me I gotta send 2 months of 2 credit card statements in. I'm like, yo, for January and February. I'm like, yo, I never got my money back, yo. This is the craziest shit ever. You can log into any PlayStation, any Xbox, and have access to anything that you bought digitally. You know what I mean? Like Nintendo, they just don't get it, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, and like I said, they strict as hell.
yeah,
You can't download mature games before 11 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like Nintendo crazy as hell. They try to be everybody's parent. That's the problem with Nintendo. That's what I say they could probably come with a new console probably next year, year after next. And it's probably gonna be more powerful than the PS4 or the Xbox One. But till they change those fucking policies, dog,
yeah.
I'm done. I can't, man. You know what I mean? I can't fuck with them.
They've been like that since before I was born. You know?
But they was from what I noticed. Like I said, my first console was the NES. Though Nintendo was the PlayStation 2, the
Yeah, that's
PlayStation
true.
1. Like
That
they
is
had
true.
all the third party support,
That is
dog.
true.
They had everything: Double Dragon, Sun Contra, Double Dribble,
But
Techno.
that's because they were going up against what the Atari
Yeah,
and you know.
you had to say the Master System. They crunched the
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, Master
the
System. That's true.
NES crunched the shit out of the Sega Master System. The Sega came back out with the Genesis, and that's when the fight started. You know what I mean? But they had all the
That,
support.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, let's go good.
The Mario Dunk Hunt combo.
Yeah, with the
Oh
yo
God, that
with
was
the gyromite shit. I had the old school. I had my shit came with the gyromite with the robot dog.
oh, okay.
Motherfucker. Then they came, but they re-released it with the track and field combo with the mat and shit. You know what I mean?
oh,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah, like
they got
Nintendo was great. You know what I mean? Like you said, they just kind of lost their. I don't know what the fuck going on with Nintendo, dog. You know, I guess they just. I don't know. You
they
know,
they want to be Disney. I think that's what it is.
they want to do
They,
what? You said Disney?
they want to make Disney money, you know. So I think like they're trying to protect that Mario brand. They're trying to protect their games.
All that's well
And I
and
don't think
good, but this last, like
like
I said,
Grand Theft Auto is making a lot of money, but they got a bad rep behind it due to the media. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but that's what
Now,
makes it sell, though. I believe it or not, controversy sells.
oh, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm gonna take you back. I don't know if I'm a little older than you. I'm 36, but the GameCube could have had Grand Theft Auto 3. You know, but Nintendo didn't. It was. I remember. I'll bullshit you not, bro. I had a GameCube. Nintendo didn't want that game on their console. When those parents was out there marching and you rape prostitutes and kill them and all that shit,
yeah, yeah,
you
that's the
know.
thing. That's the thing. I don't think they want that bad rep.
No, they
So
didn't. You know, they said, you know, not our wholesome system, but you know, right now, probably Nintendo will sell their left nut to get a motherfucking Grand Theft Auto on their console. Uh, I'm just being real. You know, what I mean, times have changed. You know,
that's true. That is true.
times have changed. You know, and they just, like I said before, like I said. So you said you're not. So you're not expecting much from Nintendo at E3.
Well, with E3, if they showed me the Zeldas and of course the Metroid, because I love Super Metroid back in the day, but I haven't played it since. But I'm willing to give it a try this generation because PlayStation's just that bad, bro. You know what I mean? But sorry, not you don't PlayStation. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
But
Well, PlayStation.
For the Nintendo E3, they bring. I don't. I'm hoping they bring a Zelda that's going to be like the classic Zelda, and I don't know what else they got down the line, man.
Okay, so what do you expect from Sony?
Yo, Uncharted. I expect them to show the Uncharted because I think they made an announcement not too long ago.
Yeah, they showed a map or some shit.
I'm guessing they're going to show us what Uncharted's going to look like on the PlayStation 4. I hope and pray that because I remember they were saying there was some Easter eggs about Crash Bandicoot. Because I remember whoever owned Crash Bandicoot at the time, they sold it or something, and I think Sony bought it. I don't know if somebody was playing in comics, but like, I hope we get Crash Bandicoot back, yo. With especially Crash Bandicoot with that PlayStation 4 graphic. I don't know if you played Crash Bandicoot
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
the
yeah,
day,
yeah, yeah. I mean, come on, I think,
but
like, come on, you know, yeah, I played Crash
yeah,
Bandicoot. You know what I mean?
I,
The,
I'm just trying to make sure, you know.
yes,
But
yo,
like,
come on,
imagine
I'm a
Crash
gamer,
Bandicoot.
man. I'm a gamer. Yeah. I think everybody
Imagine,
has played Crash Bandicoot, dog.
yeah, and Crash Bandicoot was on the level of a Sonic and Mario, but I don't know what happened. Why did Sony blow it? You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
they
Like
didn't own the IP. That IP belongs to what
Naughty
was
Dog. Oh, was it Naughty Dog at the time?
I think he's Naughty Dog. Yeah,
That's
it's
the thing.
Insomniac. Oh no, Insomniac is Ratchet and Clank. So if they
Yeah.
own Naughty Dog, they do own Crash Bandicoot. If they own Naughty Dog,
Well, yeah, I think at the time they didn't own Naughty Dog, but they just now bought them.
yeah, okay, well, yeah, okay, Crash Bandicoot is
But
theirs.
why did you wait till a cajillion years later to do that? You should have been locked these dudes in, man. Crash Bandicoot was a competitor for Sonic and Mario. Yeah, they did put out a lot, Crash Bandicoot Racing and Crash Bandicoot 5, and they did water down the thing. But they should have just kept it quality. They should have took their time making the game, and Crash Bandicoot could have been still on the same level as the Mario and Sonic.
It was a, you know, because that was at the time Sony's mascot. That was their
Yeah,
mascot.
still, man. I thought it
I
was
don't know who would you say this is Sony mascot now. They have a lot of characters, but you know that at the time, iconic it was.
it's whoever got the 9 and 10 from IGN is their mascot. So before it was Uncharted, Nathan Drake. Now it's the zombie crap, Last of Us. Now they're the mascot.
Yeah, yeah, but so wait, so what these? You think they may show something from God of War?
Um,
Because I heard they just let have go just have the studio go or something.
yeah, I'm not a fan of God of War. That one,
Nah, to
that
me
was
that's the broad shit they got. But yeah, it's your show, so you're not expecting much from God of War there.
yeah. I mean, God of War 1 was dope, but God of War 6 now, I think that's enough, man. But if they announce it, that's cool. I won't buy it because I didn't buy the last couple of them. But God of War 1 was amazing. I remember they had it on a demo. and I
Yeah,
was fighting this water dragon, and I was
yeah,
like, this game is dope.
yeah. Fucking So all right, so he's saying
How,
Uncharted.
to ask you a question, what are you expecting from Sony? Just
Well,
curious.
me,
Yeah,
I'm hoping this guy's on the truth, no trolling. I'm hoping that I'm hoping for them to show something. That I can validate my purchase because I got a fucking $400 fucking coaster there. I'm trying to play Infamous, and they just don't have
yeah.
any content. So I'm hoping that my favorite game from Sony, right? I mean, is God of War. I mean, they just let go of Cypher Filter. Maybe announce a Getaway 2 or 3. I'm sorry, or something. Was
They,
it the
what,
two?
what, they got rid of Titan Filters?
Well, they haven't done anything with it with the
Oh,
IP since
okay. Okay.
since the play. When was the last one for the PlayStation 2? That was the last one for it. If I'm not
There's,
mistaken.
there's never been a bad Titan Filter. They made one for the PSP that was dope. But to
Yeah,
get back to
man, they haven't done anything with the IP since then. I'm hoping, like I said, to something new.
yeah,
I don't no shooter because Sony they don't do well with shooters. So I don't eat the resistance and the kill zones. I don't like Sony shooters. I just don't. I don't like
what's your
the.
thoughts? One more question. What's your thoughts about the excitement for Titanfall 2 now with the for the
Well,
Sony
yeah, I
camp?
think the hypocrisy runs deep in this community because they said the first one was trash, 6 on 6, this that the other. I don't know. Like I said, they said EA owns, will have the rights to publish the second one. Money
Yeah,
talk, bullshit walks. I can see Microsoft probably give next $500 million. Say it gives a say. You never know. Depends on how the first one does. You
yeah,
know, if the first one continues to sell consoles, what I mean,
yeah.
like it's doing now, the Microsoft got to ride that wave that they got going on now. Titanfall. I think, if
Oh,
I'm not mistaken, at the end of this month, we're supposed to get the storyboard for Kill Instinct. Project Spark. The other,
oh,
the other,
I
the
could
other.
hey, Killer Instinct. That's the thing that drives me crazy. Killer Instinct was a classic back in the day on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
And now, just because it didn't come to PlayStation, Killzone stopped. And
Kill
it's
Instinct.
like,
No, Kill Instinct.
imagine if Killzone was an exclusive on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, Kill Instinct it'd be the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Kill Instinct is dope. If you ever play it, like I said, that's they what it is that because they first, of course, the Sony fans were very critical of the company that Microsoft was having doing the port. It wasn't ready. It was having the company Amazon just bought them.
yeah,
Jesus Christ, what are their name? Anyway, but the key thing was is that Microsoft, Kevin Lobb was the lead producer of Killer Instinct on, from Rare. He works for Microsoft now. You know what I mean? So
okay.
that's why Killer Instinct feels like Killer Instinct on the Xbox One is great. Ace is fun. It might have been probably the best launch game exclusive in the long. It's a good goddamn game. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
God's honest truth.
I would love to get an Xbox for Killer
Hey Zoe, you might as well come home, man. Stop playing, man. You might as well come home, man. You listen, go get your Xbox One, man. A free game on me, man. Any 2 games you want on me, baby. You know what I mean?
I gotta wait. I gotta buy PlayStation 4 first before I buy
Hey,
it.
man, what you gonna buy? What, play some indie games? Ain't nothing there, bro. You ain't nothing there. Sony, what they got coming out for 2014? Nothing. The order. You didn't like in baseball? That's all that's it, bro. Ain't nothing there.
But we got 1080p 60 frames per second.
Like I said, before, like I said, back to your story, like I said, I'm hoping, and I said, I'm hoping, that they get up there and show me, something. Like I said, I don't, before I'm a multi-platform, right now, I'm on the Xbox. Like I said, I got the PS4 for the exclusives, and I don't care about those indie games. Like I said before, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with anything, but I didn't buy a next generation console to play indie games. I got a PC, and there's 1,000. That's daddy medicine, and I got 1,000 indie games on my 360. And I get a lot of flack when I say about indies. I'm not saying that, but I want AAA exclusive. When you go to the store, you don't go to the store and say, you know what, man, the place here got all these goddamn games on the marketplace. You go by what you see behind the counter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and that's just I'm not I'm not I'm more of an Xbox dude, so of course I'm more aware of that. A lot of Sony dudes they living off the multiplats. I can get the
yeah,
multiplats on my Xbox.
yeah.
So so you need to get out of Microsoft. What are you expecting from Microsoft to do? Now they say, listen. Now it may be hype and propaganda. Bill Spencer that's the boss over the Xbox, said they have so much content that they want to show. They got to take. They only allowed 90 minutes, and they had to take some games from from E3. They said, and also too, there's rumor they got a big Japanese exclusive they're going to show at
Yeah,
the Tokyo Game Show. So I'm asking
like
you, what are you expecting from Microsoft, and what do you think that exclusive is going to be?
I'm expecting to see what quantum.
Wait, hold up. Your mic is cutting in and out. Try it again. Hold up. Try it again. Your mic's.
Quantum break.
All right.
Broke up.
Yeah.
Quantum break.
Yeah. Quantum Break. Yeah. Awesome. The game looks great. I can't wait to play it.
This game that I did think that was pretty interesting. It was like a guy had a gun and he was running around doing parkour and he was shooting zombies. It's like a multiplayer game though.
What you talking about? Quantum Break? No, Quantum Break from the same. Oh, you talking about Sunset Overdrive?
Sunset Overdrive. That looks kind of interesting. That looks like it'll be something fun to play with your subscribers.
It's a third-person open world. They just came out as a third-person open world, and that's from Insomniac Games. It's Sunset Overdrive. Microsoft was able to sway Insomniac over from Sony. You know what I mean?
That's Insomniac?
Yeah, Insomniac.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That's the Ratchet and Ratchet and Clank. Insomniac.
See what I'm saying though? Like, but that game looks very interesting, and I guarantee all the Sony members going to say is whack. But it's like, yo, Sony fanboys, this is Insomniac. You guys love that. Come on.
Yeah.
Not bad. But anyway, that game looks interesting. The exclusive from Japan, it's got to be Square Enix, though. And it's got to be the role.
You think it's all right, Maya? You think it's a Dragon Quest, or what they said something? Well, actually, they said it's something new, never seen it before. Now I told you there's a rumor floating around. I saw it on an Xbox, a German website. There's a rumor that when you translate it, that Microsoft is trying to tied up Resident Evil 7 as being exclusive for the Xbox One. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right now that will be. I didn't care for 6, but that will be kind of huge if it does happen. Because like I say, no secret, Capcom is kind of hurting for cash, and Dead Rising 3 did sell pretty well. And Microsoft paid for the promotion, paid for the production, what else shit. You know what I mean? So Capcom, they had to come out of pocket for nothing. That's one thing with Microsoft. They were supposed to spend that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's it's looking scary, man, for me because I'm sorry, man.
Hey, man. Like I said, you come on before it's all said and done, man. You're gonna be an Xbox dude, man. I'm about to convert you, man. They're gonna stone you, man. Prepare to lose 5,000 subs, yo. Hey, yo, you probably lose 1,000 a day by doing the show with me, man.
No, I don't mind about losing subs or gaining them. As long as I tell the truth, that's all that matters. Or my truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But I can't do Xbox right now, but back to what you were saying. I think it's Square Enix because Square Enix did do some exclusives for the Xbox 360. That was the Last Guardian. If I'm not Last Guardian, the Last something.
Oh, you talking about Lost Odyssey?
Infinite Undiscovery.
Yeah.
And some other games.
I think no, that was Miss Walker that did Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon.
Oh, Blue Dragon. Oh, yo, when the Xbox 360 came out and they had those RPGs, I was like, oh man, 360 is doing it right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I think it's going to be a role-playing game. I know you're not into that.
No, I told you I am. It depends on how it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, it depends on how it is.
Like
you know what I mean?
Those role-playing games like that you're not gonna like. What's going to try to compete with that? What Nintendo has with X.
Xenoblade.
Yeah, they're going to try to compete with that.
Well, that's a hope Nintendo fans go out and support because they didn't buy the last Xenoblade. They fucking Xenoblade barely. I don't even think it sold 1 million copies.
I don't even have a Wii. and I bought a Xenoblade. Bro.
Yeah, and the Wii install base is about 100 million. And I think Xenoblade, if it did sell 1 million, if that, I think it was like 9,000.
They only sold it at GameStop though. That was the only problem.
But I'm just saying though, but if you're a Nintendo fan and that's what the system was bought by a lot of casuals. A seller's selling. Money don't give a fuck where it come from. But like I said, my grandmother owns a Wii. I bought it for, but she's not a gamer. But you would think a game like that. And that's another thing I wanted to ask you. I want to ask you 2 more questions before I let you go. Yeah. Like the games, like you're very you like what you like. You know what I mean? And I respect that. I told you, I said you're different. I didn't think you were from Jersey. No, you know what I mean. And I thought you were from like New York somewhere. You know what I mean, or Cali. I didn't know where you were from. You know what I mean. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being different. I like that. I mean, I'm not no homo pause, but I like that you
Yeah,
have a very unique brand in what you do. You know what I mean? Can't nobody say that you taking anything because you're in your own lane and you do what you do. That's dope. Now, with that being said, the games that are like that Nuki Uki game you mentioned for the PlayStation, they went out and spent all that money, and the fans didn't go out and buy it, didn't support it, right?
I was mad, yo.
Yeah, so with stuff like that, and I mean, and that's why we have a lot of these rehash shooters, and especially American rules. It is what it is. The biggest consumer of anything. You know what I mean? That's why I mean, you think that like gaming. That's not saying it's died, but maybe it lost its true essence a little bit because we have the same rehash, regurgitated shit over and over again. Because when these developers and stuff step outside the box and try something new or different,
Yeah,
it seemed like a small few, praise him for him, you know what I mean, and where it just, it misses the masses, you know what I mean. Give me your
yeah,
opinion on that. Like, I mean, like, like how do you feel about that?
yeah.
Them
I,
not, but like in this industry right now, everything is shooter, 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 shooter. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
like it.
that's what makes me, different is because I grew up in an era where we had creativity. Everybody was competing to put out the next entertaining thing or the next creative thing, and we ate it up. Me and you.
Yeah.
Um, but in this era, the consumer rules and the consumer just wants shooters, and that's all they're going to give us.
So what you saying right now from Sony? So you're gonna see 1,000 Last of Us because that did. I think I already just sold 6 million. That's pretty
That's
good for
good.
Sony. Being a new IP that sold
Yeah,
that well. You know what I mean? The Last of Us.
yeah.
But you take a game like Heavenly Rain. Did you play Heavy Rain? Heavenly Rain?
No, 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 no. Well, Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I did. That was good. I actually did enjoy it. But
Different. It was different. It was
yes,
different.
sir.
That's for something that first time. Like I said, I give Sony that was Microsoft
I
turned their
thought, I
back
thought,
on it.
I
Actually, that was supposed to
was
be a,
about to say no.
that was supposed to be. I'm sorry. That was supposed to be an Xbox exclusive, but that was too edgy for Microsoft. They said they turned
Oh,
their back on it. That the whole kidnap child and rapist and all
oh,
that shit. They turned their back when Sony said yes. And I mean, and like I said, I give Sony that game right there is different. It's totally unique. But
yeah,
then they come up with Beyond Two Souls, and
yeah.
it's
That's
not
when.
accepted. Like you know what I mean? Like they spend a lot of money on that goddamn game, dog, and it didn't do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's why like Sony, like Jack Tritton said, the days of basically pumping out all these exclusives. You know what I mean? And this was the last one I wanted to ask you. Again, I'm gonna lead into the question.
okay.
You had the last God of War Session, The Last of Us, Gran Turismo 6, Beyond Two Souls. All that was in the last. Basically, you might say this generation, like the PS3. I'm not saying it's over, but you know what I mean. Do you think they should have pushed some of those games back and put them on the PS4? Just stripping that library and took advantage of the hardware.
Uh, back then I would have said nah, but right now, of course, yeah. They need to do that. Especially Gran Turismo 6. They should have waited and put that on the PlayStation 4, man.
That would have been a true indeed system seller, I believe. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah, that would have been. I remember Gran Turismo back in the day on PS1, PS2. My
Yeah,
friends used to cut school just to go do. Oh, it was crazy, man.
yeah.
But I think they should have waited for that. The Beyond Two Souls, I guess so. Yeah, you should have waited for that. You should have been like, this is a Heavy Rain sequel on the PS4. What else did they drop? Oh, the God of War.
It's got a
Yeah,
war
they should.
section. Yeah.
I don't think it would have sold. I think that franchise is done. No disrespect. I know you like it, but
You
I
want
think.
what? Hey Chanel, she keep asking for some milk. You got a cold. You can't drink me. You got a cold, baby. You sick. Daddy, get you some milk tomorrow, okay? All right. There she goes showing out. She don't... Okay, 1 second. All right, 1 second. Let me talk to Zobe. 1 second, all right? 1 minute. I got a surprise for you. All right, 1 second, all right? All right. Yeah, I'm straight. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sorry. What you were saying, bro? I'm sorry.
Now, I was just saying that the God of War, even if any platform, I think that franchise is slowly dying.
What? Well, okay. Well, okay. Like I said,
But,
I
with Sony P3, I'm waiting to see. I'm gonna, they might pull a little trick up, up the sleeve and they might have something. But right now, it's really quiet, man.
Oh, okay.
You ever play Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. No, what? No, 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 no. Line. I played. Listen. Here's the guy's honest truth. Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I was turned off a little by the Disney's characters, but I did play a little because my son is a pony. He's a Sony pony. He had one of the Kingdom Hearts, and I played it a little bit. That was and in my ignorance, because when I see those characters, I think
Yeah.
Kitty. From what I'm hearing, I heard it wasn't a Kitty game. You know what I mean? But I played a little around, and it seemed like I like the mechanic, I like the controls, and I am going to try because it is on the Xbox One. So I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a shot.
See,
You know what I
that's the
mean?
thing. That's the thing that hurts my soul. Nothing against Xbox. I apologize for saying this, but
It's
I
come on,
couldn't
man.
believe they announced Kingdom Hearts for the daggone Xbox. They should have locked that in, They could use
You
the
know why
$1 billion
though?
they used for the virtual headset and put it into Kingdom Hearts. That's a must-have exclusive that should have been saved with Sony,
You
man.
know why? Because and I didn't notice at the time. Sony never
Yeah.
had a exclusive a contract with any of these games. They
No, no,
just
no.
no.
Yeah.
I read an article. I'm saying I'm not saying
No,
maybe
no,
that.
no, you're right. Right. You're
Yeah,
right.
they
You're
never
right. That's
had
what
a contract with a lot of these third party companies. It's just that the PlayStation 2 their brand was so popular that they put
yes,
everything on those. You know what I mean? And it was seemed like they took them as exclusive. But Sony, well, not saying they was, I guess being pig-headed and arrogant. Then Microsoft came in and started, flashing these dollars. Hey, come
yes,
over here. And just being real, the attach rate for the 360, they sell a lot of software. Microsoft sold a lot of fucking software. That was a fucking ingenious thing to do with the whole achievement thing. That was
uh,
fucking, it is
yeah,
what it is. Because
yeah,
Sony said it was stupid. Then about
yeah.
2 years later, they came up with their trophies.
Yes,
You know what I
sir.
mean?
Sir, you say that they're true. That is true.
You know what I mean? So so a lot of these things, I
Everything,
don't know.
everything that's on the PlayStation, they said it was stupid. The move mode,
Yeah,
the beat of the PSP,
yeah,
the handheld market, what else? Everything they said was stupid. Achievement.
yeah,
They done put it on there like a year or two later. It's like,
yeah.
man,
You know what I mean? But I don't know if that's the case with Square Enix. Them having a contract or locking it in. But you
they
know,
should have locked them in, man, because because that's what made me like Sony again is they showed the trailer for the Kingdom Hearts, but then a couple of weeks later,
no,
it's a
no, it was 2 days later. I'm like,
like,
oh, Sony fucking what I didn't fucking show pulled and dug it. He showed a bunch of smoke. And this shit ain't exclusive. They have been showing around multiplats. The same shit that Sony. This is the shit I'm talking about. This one I say,
uh-huh,
you know what? I gotta say something. The same shit they gave Microsoft crap about,
yeah,
showing the multiplats as exclusive. Sony with
yeah,
our last E3 bro and did the same exact thing. You know what I mean? Only exclusives they showed were the same ones they showed revealed back in February.
yeah,
Infamous, Knack, Killzone. You know what I mean? A little bit of the order, whatever the case. The order was the newest one they showed. That's it. The rest of them shit was multi-plats. And,
this
they
man, that
showed.
be the game, Drive Club or something like that.
Yeah, well, that shit got delayed or pushed back or whatever. It's
Yeah,
done. It's done. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And they showed the Kingdom Hearts. And I remember I was in a Skype call. I forgot, maybe Broken Games or Heredate. And a couple other Sony dudes. Like, oh my God, they just won E3. They showed Kingdom Hearts.
yeah,
So I don't know, man. I'm on the internet and I'm looking at, Wikipedia. I'm like, damn, Kingdom Hearts, Xbox One, PS4. Oh, this is a motherfucking multiplat.
yeah. And no disrespect to Xbox or you, but if Final Fantasy 15 was to remain the Sony exclusive and Kingdom Hearts, Xbox would have been done. No disrespect.
Oh, yeah, you know what? And I'm gonna say this too. And to kind of that, those games right there will
Yeah,
probably always sell better on the
yes,
PlayStation platform because they're known as
like,
PlayStation games. You know
yes,
what I mean? Just being real, Microsoft's console more or less is a shooter's console.
yeah. That's
Online
the thing.
extension.
That's the thing I like about Xbox. They cater to their
They
fan base.
do. I give you that. They do. Well put. They do. You know what I mean? They do. We got you got the Halos, the Gears, their own
Yeah,
Gears now. They
yeah.
trying to still trying to get Titanfall, and
Titanfall.
and, 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 and and they said that they're going to stay with the exclusives just go around. They kind of fell short last generation. They came out strong in the beginning, first couple years, exclusive. Then they just will stay with the multi-plats, and it was very they were not saying that Microsoft exclusives don't sell because they do,
Yeah,
but a lot of the exclusives that were supposed to come out for the 360, they pushed them back to the Xbox One. Dead Rising 3, Rise, something else. They were supposed to come out on the previous console. You know what? But it is what it is. But You
yeah,
know, they can say when those games come out, Final Fantasy and most likely Kingdom Hearts is going to sell better on the PlayStation 4. You know, I mean,
yeah,
not saying they're not going to do their numbers on the Xbox, but you know,
yeah.
they look at Metal Gear. I don't give a fuck what it's known as a PlayStation game.
Exactly. Yeah, that's they lost the medal. I know they don't have a contract with it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Uh,
You know what happened because Metal Gear Solid 4, they spent all that money and then they
uh,
broke the company. They came
yeah,
out. And, you know, I mean, it's been real. The fans didn't go out and buy it. You know, back then Sony wasn't doing that. What they you know they played the system with things like $500 and
yeah.
whatever. It was still high, and a lot of people didn't go out and buy the game when it was $60. A lot of motherfuckers picked it up when it was 30 and
That's
20.
that's Kojima's part. He made a story. He made a movie more than a game, and he
Yeah,
deserves to lose money for that.
yeah,
That was
that
his.
shit there that broke the company, man. It
Yeah,
did,
he
and
deserves
it
that.
didn't sell like it was supposed to sell. I mean, I bought it, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It is what it is, but it didn't do the numbers that they thought it was going to do. They thought it was going to move units, and they
yeah,
thought it was going to move software, and it didn't. And that
yeah.
shit there that broke the company. They said that would be the last motherfucking the last fucking Metal Gear that will be exclusive. All will be multi-plats from now on. You
That's
know what I
funny.
mean? Because of that. No, it did sell well after a while, but it you know when the shit went down to $20, $19, not when it was six. I don't know what the numbers are now, but I remember reading that shit. They lost a lot of money behind that shit. You know, a lot.
When it, you know, if it's up to just multi-plat for Sony, Sony is going to lose again. Um, you know, in the long run, Xbox, if they keep continue to put out multi-plat after multi-plat that the masses enjoy, not when I mean masses, I mean a Nintendo fanboy, a Sony fanboy, and an Xbox fanboy can
Yeah.
enjoy, like the Titanfall, then I don't see Sony really winning that. Because multi-plat is just not going to do it.
All right, put.
That's my opinion. That's my
Okay. All right. Here's your last question for you right here. Now, the Wii, the last. I'm sorry. It's the seventh generation, which is last gen. Is probably one of the most successful in years. You
yeah.
got the PlayStation 3, over 80 million sold worldwide. The Xbox 360, over 80 million worldwide. The Wii, over 100 million, or whatever the case may be.
Yes, we got to thank the Wii for that. The Wii it was a phenomenon.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
whatever
it
that
appealed to non gamers. Everybody wanted the Wii, like I said, told you. But
my mother doesn't even like video games. She's
yeah,
talking
but like I
at the
said,
wiggling it and
no,
having a
put
good
your
time.
clothes
But
up.
go ahead,
No,
I'm sorry.
wait, you're on the camera. Wait, like I said, it's cold out. Leave your clothes on. Wait, 1 second. Yeah, like I said, it appealed to non gamers. It did. It really, it crossed over. The
Yeah,
Wii was a big commercial success. Now, with that being said, do you think this generation can be as successful as last generation?
I, I'm a censor myself. Nah, no, because we don't have
What's
a
that?
phenomenon like we did with the Wii. We don't have a phenomenon like we did with the PlayStation 2. We don't have a phenomenon like we did with the PlayStation 1. What we have is two consoles that's just alike, that's basically the same, and another console that doesn't even know what it wants to do. It just hasn't figured itself out yet.
Yeah,
And
good point.
I think this will be an embarrassment of a generation right
What's
here,
the
man. This is my opinion, though.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't.
We don't have Oprah
What you want to do?
hyped up the Wii. She
Picture?
had it on her show. Good Morning America. Oprah and all them ain't doing that for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Okay, all right. Well, like I said, man,
So
I held.
I gotta get your thought. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, yeah, bro. Okay, you wanna ask me something?
No, I just want to know what do you think?
I don't. You may be right because the Wii is not really
Oh,
appealing to anybody, and the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they are a lot alike. You know what I mean? But like I said, one thing's a little different. Oh, I'm sorry, my eye. One thing's a little different with the Xbox. They do have the Connect. And it's a lot of you probably don't like it, and at the end of the day, but you can do a lot with that. I think Microsoft is really banking for that Connect, this new one, because like I said, you can do a lot of shit with this motherfucker. You know what I mean? To really take off. You know what I mean? I think we kind of out of that whole motion control thing, so we're going to see. But you're right. I don't think they're going to be. It's not going to be as successful as last. They said this generation is not going to last as long as last gen, but I don't think so because you got to realize most people don't buy consoles until they go down to $200-300. These motherfuckers still $500-400. You know what I mean? That's when
yeah,
the masses pick up on them.
yeah.
But
I think there's a lot of hype right now. But I just don't see it under rejection. Or see it. That was made to get. the last couple generations, man.
Oh.
But you know, you never know. Somebody, maybe the VR virtual headsets will be will be the next big thing.
The,
So
the, the
we'll
fish
see that stuff.
the fish bowl in the head finding Nemo. Yeah.
You know what's really scary, man? You ever know? You ever seen a lot of videos now where people are trading in their PS4s to get an Xbox One?
Yeah, I seen because there's no games.
And the thing is, they're trading it in, and then they're making videos talking about this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like we're having a great time on Titanfall, and it's like this is scary, yo. Like Sony, you're doing good on sales. You're making $18 per console, but you gotta build it up, man. It's looking sad, man.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
like I said, at the end of the day,
yeah,
it's all about the games, and Microsoft has games. Titanfall is huge. That's very smart of them.
sure.
Um, they
But
got
even Titanfall got your things. You got Killer Instinct. You got the Dead Rising. You got Rise.
Forza,
I'm a hater on Rise,
Forza.
so I'm not gonna say Rise.
You got Forza. You got Rise. You got
Oh, Forza.
Project
Forza's
Spark. You
another
got
big one.
you got
Yeah.
D4. You got Quantum Break. You got Sunset Overdrive. You got
That
another.
that game looks dope. That game actually looks
You know what I
pretty
mean? You
cool.
got Halo 5's dropping this year. You know what I mean? You got a lot of shit.
I'm a Halo hater, but it sells. It
It
sells. So
does.
that's
Shit.
nice.
Halo 4 outsold every damn Halo Killzone combined. I'm sorry, Halo 3 outsold Killzone combined.
It
You
doesn't
know?
matter what it's selling. So it's nothing I can say.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, man, this interview's been going on for an hour. I don't
Yeah,
waste too much more of your time. Like I said, I appreciate you for coming by.
yes, sir.
And hanging out
Sir.
with me. Like I said, don't be no stranger. You got my Skype info.
Sure.
I'm about to hit you with my cell, man. I'm about to when we get off air. I'm about to see you myself. You cool dude, man. So I appreciate you coming by, man. A real talk, man. Do what you
It's
do,
an
man.
honor for me, man. It's an honor for me to do this show. I swear, yeah. You're the next big thing, man. And just keep
Yeah,
doing.
because it means a lot to me. Like I said, yo, I had people talk about you for a while, man. You gotta get Zobe. Who the fuck is Zobe, yo? I said, my man, the fake ass Paul Mooney. Like, yeah, he shot out, yo. I said, my man, he shot out. Motherfucker, little baby Paul Mooney and shit.
Everybody call me Paul Mooney, but
Yeah, I said,
it's
oh yeah,
Paul Mooney's one of my favorite comedians, so it's all
yeah.
good.
I said, oh yeah, he shot out, man. He be bubby bugging, man. Yo, you had me down when you was doing the interview. This is with your head. I was in this motherfucker down. This joke crazy. He's just up just like him. You got that off, man. That was good shit, man. But anyway, like I said, man, thank you for coming by, man. I appreciate it, bro. And like I said, if you didn't know, man, you're a very knowledgeable cat. I got a weekly show, you know what I mean? I got a weekly show we do once a week on my channel as a podcast, me, four other gamers, 4 or 5 other gamers, just sitting, talking about video games, man. You can stop by whenever you like, man. I appreciate it, man.
So I think that means a lot, so much, man. I'll definitely make Josh Lucas.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm about to send you my cell, man. Just hit me up whenever, bro. You in Jersey, man. Let's make it do what it do, man.
Yeah, we gotta meet up. We gotta meet up and make some classics, man.
You got it, man.
Yes,
Thank you. Take care. God bless, bro.